Duck, the Great Western Engine, has worked hard on the Fat Controller's Railway for many years. Once a station pilot at Tidmouth, he climbed the ladder and now he had a branch line along the coast, where he runs it with Oliver. All ship-shaping swindon fashion, they used to say. They were both very proud of their little Western. One day, Donald and Douglas were called away to Edward's line, so Duck had to take the midnight goods to the other railway. He didn't come back until the next day, just as Oliver was getting fired up.
Oh, where have you been?
Oliver yawned. Donald and Douglas usually get back here before dawn. He didn't give a reply. Oliver, confused, looked over at his friend. Duck had a somber expression and was looking quite pale. Oliver perked up immediately. It was out of the character for Duck to be this pensive. Then it all made sense, and Oliver understood.
Yes, sad, isn't it?
He sighed.
When I was out there, I seen younger engines get caught up in those sidings. Those poor steam engines.
At these words, Duck faltered before he spoke. Boy, I need to tell you something, he said quietly. Oliver listened as Duck recounted last night's events. Duck was tasked to deliver fuel and other goods to the other railway. The train wasn't long, and he pulled it with ease. He took in the sights around him, some of these places he hadn't seen in years. As he passed the last station, he held his breath. He hadn't been around these parts in a very, very long time. Soon he arrived at the yards of the other railway. Lines of wagons were everywhere.
What a mess,
he said to his driver.
Where's the shunter?
He soon found his answer. The yard master came up to the cab. Shunt those wagons in that siding, and you lot should be good to go. Duck did as he was told, and he put the wagons in a siding close to the main line. As he began to puff away, the yard foreman stopped him again. Points are jammed, he sighed. The men are going to mend them, but it's going to take a while. Duck was cross, but he knew he couldn't do anything about it. He surveyed his surroundings. The place that once welcomed happy steam engines was now a derelict wasteland, with nothing but twisted scrap and engines long gone from this world. Duck began to feel uneasy until he heard a voice. I don't believe it. Duck looked around, startled. He thought one of the engines was speaking to him.
What? Who said that?
Over here, Great Western. The voice came again. Between the chaos of the wagons, he could see a familiar shape. Something from his past. It wasn't a pleasant memory, but he remembered it all right. Once he met the engine's gaze, it all came back at once. Those long couple of days, the betrayal and the lies that were told on him. His water began to bubble in his boiler as he tried to keep his composure. Yo, it's you, he said darkly. That explains the chaos here. Still don't know how to shunt, I see. Funny you should say that. This isn't even my yard. There hasn't been a shunter here for years, Oil Diesel. I've been recently moved here. You mean reallocated? Grumbled Duck. No, insisted Diesel. I was moved here. Duck eyed the Diesel carefully. His black paintwork wasn't as smart as he remembered. It was covered in rust, and his face grimy. He then noticed how tall he was. It was like he was perched on something. He was in a very sorry state indeed. Diesel continued. It's odd seeing you here. I heard you have a branch line now. Yes, I do. Diesel smiled. That's good. Nice to know you're keeping busy. After what you did to me, I'm lucky I'm not one of these engines now, said Duck furiously.
looking at the once full-of-life engines now resting away on the yard floor. And all because of a practical joke, no less. Diesel paused before he spoke. He said something that surprised Duck. "I'm sorry," he said mournfully. It didn't seem like it was coming from a place of sarcasm, but rather sincere. "I was younger then. That was just what I was told. Improving the yards was what I was designed for. We were told by our drivers and our fitters that we were, in fact, revolutionary." Duck shuddered. "For the time," he said as he finished his sentence. "But over the years, we started to dwindle in numbers. Electric engines and high-speed locomotives are the new thing now. We're just as obsolete as you steam engines." I don't believe you," Duck said firmly. "Diesel started taking over the railways around 30 years ago. There's no way they're starting to take you out of service that quickly. You're still new." "To you, maybe. But to BR, we are disposable. We lose brothers and sisters every day." "Now you're being ridiculous." Duck rolled his eyes. After all the family he lost, he didn't believe what Diesel was saying. It couldn't be true. Diesel didn't say any more. His eyes were fixated on something. It caught Duck off guard when he finally said, "You see that? Over there?" A brand new express diesel was sitting on the other side of the yards. No wheels, silent and awaiting its fate. On the other railway, no one is safe anymore. We are all relics of the past. Take that Diesel Boko, for example. I'm sure you heard of him. All he ever talks about is you steamers. His class was scrapped before the last steam engine ran on the main line. He shuddered before he spoke. I should know. I was the one who took them there. Duck was silent, hanging off every word the Diesel said. The screams were unbearable. I couldn't handle what I was seeing, and it scarred me. There are countless more, expressor goods, big or small. Unfortunately for me, I'm one of the latest victims. As he said this, a few men began to crowd around the small shunter. They had welding hoods, and to Duck's horror, blowtorches. Diesel looked at the men, and then stared back with a shaky smile and a calm tone. "Congratulations, Montague. You win." Duck watched, helpless, as the torches roared into life. There were screams of sheer agony, but it soon got quieter and quieter, until it was silent once more. The only thing you could hear now were the blowtorches blaring and the cutters laughing and joking together. It was like they didn't even care. Little by little, Diesel was no more. Soon, the points were finally fixed, and Duck puffed sadly away, staring at where Diesel once stood, silent and quiet. Before he cleared the points, he mumbled something that only the driver could hear. "I forgive you," he whispered quietly, as he made his way back to Sodor. Duck sighed as he finished the story. Oliver was in disbelief. He soon found his voice. "You did the right thing. It's hard to forgive even the unforgivable. But once you do, you'll be at peace." Oliver couldn't stay for long. He gave Duck 2 blasts of his whistle to cheer him up, and he left to get his coaches. As he did so, he heard a quiet sob from behind him. After all those years, after all that anger and despair, Duck finally got the apology he needed.